Okay, PSA submission, back 26 cards on this one. A lot of baseball on this, some football sprinkled in here and there, but mainly baseball on this one. Sent out, this is an October special, sent out in kind of middle of November, and it just got back to me the first week of February to get an idea. These were at a discount. I had like a coupon $1 off. These all went out at a $16.99 rate grading fee per card. So gonna get through some PC-ish stuff here, and then we'll get into the usual 90s and 2000 Topps Chrome and stuff like that. Just some finest as well. So yeah, Will Clark PC guy was trying to see if I could get the elusive 10 in this card, over $500. Yeah, that's a 1986 Fleer update card. They're just hard to get, very condition sensitive. Had this one as an 8 or 9, and it did hit the lower. Thought it looked pretty good. Sent 2 of these out, but as you can see, the chipping down on the bottom, very sensitive on that dark bottom portion. And this one it did have as a 9 or 10. Thought this one was the better copy of the 2, and it also hit the 8, unfortunately. But front on this guy was pretty good. It's the back there again, once in that shipping area was a little better, but I don't remember these being too bad. I might have just been very I guess conservative or so with my grading there. But nonetheless, a couple Will Clarks and some more 86 Fleer Baseball's Finest. Had these being a 9 or 10. This one actually favoring the 9 side. That's what it did, hit the 9. Let's get the correct pile going, I suppose. Not a lot of 10s in this order, actually. So, but that's normal for my submissions. They're normally pretty condition sensitive. All right, also 9 or 10 on this, and it did hit the 9. So I might just get rid of both these. Nothing too big on all these cards. 9 or 10 on 2 of these back to back. These are the glossy ones. You kind of see right there. Very easy to kind of check out defects. But this one did hit the 9. And one more, last of Will Clark here, I swear. At least for this order. 9 or 10, we actually gemmed this one, so was hoping some of these other ones were up there, but at least happy to grab 110. Nothing crazy on this card. I guess it's probably a $50 card in a 10. So, all right, let's get going. A 93 Topps Derek Jeter. I don't remember. By now you've already seen what I paid for these. All of these came in a lot, so you'll see a little font there on the top. But if I did buy them on eBay, then you'll see the purchase screenshot as well, which I think this one came from. I think it was between like around $5, no more than 10. And this one I had as a 9 or 10. I thought it looked very, very clean. Of course, this card is difficult to gem, just like the 89 Griffey. There's just cards that they just keep the pop count low, I'm convinced, and they consider it a 7. So I will have proof later that PSA definitely screwed up on their grading. Soon to come in this order. So let's see that. I think that might be the only 7. I guess we can kind of get some more official grade realms there. All right, there's going to be a run of 3 of these, not just Kirby Puckett, but of 93 Stadium Club first day production. These were approximately 2,000 produced, they say. I had this as an 8 or 9, and I hit the 9, so not a bad card to have in a 9, especially just buying off eBay. As again, these 90 cards would be very condition sensitive on the surface, and then shipping them around the edges. So it's hard to find good condition ones on eBay. Just got to be very careful and look over the pictures very, very well. Big name in the hobby, Griffey, had this as a 9 or 10, favoring the 9 side actually. Thankfully that's what we got. So again, not a bad card. I think I paid like $45, I want to say, if I'm right, around $50 at a card show. I think it was the 45. I think it was asking 50 and I got it for 45 or maybe 40 even. Somewhere in that range, but still profit on that, I think. I know this one came off eBay. Again, the big hurt. This one I had as hitting a 9 or 10. We did get the 9, so run of 3 9s. I'm not hating on that. I mean, if some of them came back 8s or 7s, I would have been questioning what I was looking at, but I'm not hating 9s on those specific types of cards. I think this was another card show pickup. I had this as a solid 9. Actually gemmed. This is rookie year. Obviously just base as you can get. No refractor, atomic refractor, anything crazy on this guy, but still I think it's, I mean, it's Hall of Famers. I think it's still, my guess, probably $50+ card. So, and we're gonna get in some Flair Showcase. Row 0 on this Hall of Famer, Larry Walker. If you're new to these types of videos, that's what I try to pick up. A lot of Hall of Famer stuff, big timer names in the hobby. So as much as I can, it's probably not going to be all rookie card stuff, but a lot of stuff from the 90s and 2000s during my childhood and adolescent years, which I'm sure many of you watching are familiar with. So according to the metrics, where are we at? Sorry, looking at my little sheet to the side. I had a solid 8 on this. That's what it hit. So, you know, row 0, it's kind of the premier row. There's row 1, row 2 as well. So I don't know whether I'm breaking even on that. I don't remember the values. I did kind of comp them out, I think sometime last week when the grades came through. So I know some of these cards are, I was hurting until it got to one card, and I was surprised and shocked how expensive this one card is. All right, Derek Jeter, row 1 on the 98 here, so year after. This had being an 8 or 9, favoring the 8 side, and we hit the 9, so good to snag that. It's a nice looking card. That's an easy name to sell, right? So can't go wrong there. Card show pickup, I know for sure on this, 2000 refractor of the big unit. Had this an 8 or 9, favoring the 9 side. Thankfully we did hit that 9. It's a lot easier to sell on a 9 compared to 8s. You would never think you're happy with 9s, but I think I bought that card for $10, and it probably, I think could easily get 50 for it, I would assume. Probably more, depending on how much of there is an interest in that year. Certain years, obviously, later years hold more value. So another big hurt here on the Power Players refractor. A lot of popping color obviously on this, and this was also the same card show pickup, had 8 or 9, favoring the 9 side. Thankfully that's what we grabbed, so happy to see that. I think most of these cards are getting thrown up on eBay. I'm not keeping much of them. There might be like 1 or 2, if I recall, aside from the those Clarks. But I think I'm just gonna keep maybe the gem. So, you know, your eyes are not playing games with you. This was the card I was talking about. This is a crack out, obviously. PSA previously graded this a 6. If you go look up that serial number, it's corresponding to that serial number, 172. When I originally sent this in, back when we were in the, what is that, 8 million? Am I off on 87 million serial numbers? I was way off. I had it hitting a 9 or 10. I also had it, again, cracked out. And I examined it and I said, I can't find anything wrong with this card. I'm going to say it's a 9 or 10 again. Well, we did hit the 9, but it just shows you. PSA originally had this. I mean, it's just like you get this in and you're just like, what the heck? Happens all the time to us. So you always just got to kind of trust your gut. Yes, 100% there is a chance that you missed something. There's a giant fingernail crease or divot or something like that, or whatever the case be. It's normally surface level, because normally we can see edges, corners, and all that jazz pretty easily. But when it comes to surface, I think that's where we miss most of our stuff. And I wish I had an idea of what this grader was looking at when he was looking over that card. That's why our grader notes, I mean, ideally for all cards, I would have been interesting to see what this guy threw on there. So we'll be happy. Granted, I had to spend a whole nother $16, $17 to get that regraded, but I guess it was kind of a personal vendetta on that one. Greg Maddox on the just base finest here refractor. Solid 9 on this. This did hit an 8, unfortunately, so dropped a grade there. Another Professor here on the refractor. These were numbered this year. Out of 699. Everyone always thinks these are just blue refractors. No, that's just the base color for this year, actually. And yeah, I'm going to start getting into some baseball Topps Chrome. I think this year that's my new exploration of the sport that I originally collected. But moving on here, this was a solid 9, and we dropped all the way down to lucky number 7. So either missed something there or they missed something. Not quite sure, but won't brew on it too much. All right, I think the rest is, no, psych, I was going to say the rest of football. It is not. Couple P. Willies here. 2007 is his rookie year, as you can see. This is blue. They were numbered, I think, out of 299. Yep. Don't know the finest parallel numbering very well. Solid 9 favoring and possible 10 on this. We did hit the 9, so thankfully nothing less on that. Yeah, that's a red, numbered out of 25, second year. And I knew this wasn't going to get, I was tempted not to send this in, but I just love my stuff. And I was like, I don't know whether I'm going to keep it, but I'm just going to grade it either ways. And I had it hitting an 8, but it hit the 7, so I wish it was still the 8. This thing was pretty rough. I think the surface was bad on it. But once it gets in these cases, it's a whole lot harder to see surface. Because I mean, look at all that black, and there is not so much chipping or white. That's glaring out. I mean, normally you can see something really glaring, so the surface, I guess, in their eyes and mine was that bad because I had it as an 8. But if the surface was any better, that would be a nice token that I probably would for sure add to the collection. So, all right, let's get into the save the submission card. Had this hitting as a 9 or 10 this year. In 2008, the golds were numbered out of 199, pretty high. Got this out of a lot, along with the next card and a few others, and they were all gold refractors, all in uncirculated cases. So I popped it out, thought it looked pretty clean, and gave it a 9 or 10, but in my eyes, I was thinking it was going to hit the 9 side. Thankfully, it gemmed out, and this card goes for a lot more than I would have expected. I've graded this card once or twice before. I don't think I've gemmed it yet, but I guess there's a Deshaun Jackson strong market. Yeah, this thing was going anywhere between, like, I think 400 and 500 plus. So regardless, that helps the order out tremendously if I can at least get 300 plus on there. So I'll probably set it somewhere in between 400 and 500 and see where that goes, type of thing. This is another card that was in that lot. Yeah, it's obviously not his normal base card. It's the leader's kind of set design that don't go for so much. But I was like, I'll just throw it in. It looks decent, and I had it as a 9 or 10. I had this actually as a better condition card than that, and it did hit the 8. So I guess, what do I know on this order? Speaking of, this came out of an uncirculated case, straight from Topps factory, out of an uncirculated case, and they deemed it min size requirement. Hate seeing that, because it's literally like, wasn't trimmed. It came literally from the factory. I mean, it's like almost tempting to just send them the uncirculated case that hasn't been opened. But I don't know, what are your guys' luck on resending this back in, because I am going for his rookie year set registry set. So this is one card that is needed for that, and they are numbered. Kind of an interesting serial number there, if you're familiar with 420. But yeah, I might resubmit this. I'm trying to figure out what the case might be. But yeah, I want to know what your guys' luck is, what your thoughts are on resubmitting. I've run into it a few times, and I don't think it was cards that were, I don't know, worth maybe resubmitting or whatever the case be, but that one would definitely be. All right, I think it's 3 more Jeters here that were picked up at Card Show, and we are out of here. Gold Sparkle on the 2012. The next, yeah, this card and the next 2, I all had possibilities of being 9s or 10s. This one did hit the 9. Our 9 stack is pretty strong on this submission. Emerald, I think this is like a checklist, yeah, but they still have it as his name. Oh, that's who's on the card. So 9 on this. Neither of these are numbered, but this one is. This one should be all right. This is your blue on the 2014. Blues were numbered out of 199, I believe. Yeah. And again, 9 or 10 on this. 9. So trifecta of 9s, but not a bad player. You can move pretty easily there. So all in all, it's been a while since I've had a submission go out, and then obviously I see PSA is taking a long time to get their orders back in, which I've heard throughout the interwebs and social media. So we'll be getting back into the hobby, and look forward to more future videos just like this. I'll try to figure out if I'm going to do a financial breakdown of that. Let me know if you want to see a video of that sorts as well on this submission. All right, y'all, take care. Have a good one.